Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. What's happening? I got something to say. Is you listening? Check this out, people. I wanted to show you this and share this with you. You know, with all this going on with Black Lives Matter, and you know, it's crazy right now, the things that are going on. And they paid tribute to Black Lives Matter with a Pacific street, and this street is significant. I remember this street from my studies of Tony Browden. If you don't know Tony Browden, look this brother up. Egypt on the Potomac is one of his books. I've read his book. It's awesome. I've looked at almost all of his documentaries. What he does is he walks you back through ancient Egypt and shows you how everything that America has today and has done today, as far as what they've built, they robbed it from the original people out of Egypt, or what is now Egypt, the original Kemet. Kemet got it. Rome got it from the Greeks, and the Greeks got it from Kemet, and it started with Kemet. And this is what he teaches. But specifically, he talks about how everything in Washington, D.C. was derived from spiritual energies and direct meridian points in a whole to, they think that in some respects, they think that these certain spots in these places and locations have certain energies, you know, and this is the reason why they built Washington, D.C. a certain way. But what I want to show you is this clip. It's about 3 minutes long, and this is him talking about specifically about 16th Street and how significant that street is. And everybody should be up on this knowledge and know why they put Black Lives Matter and made it a street on 16th Street. It's 7 miles of nothing but churches. And I remember this from a year or so back when I started doing my studies, and I walked the history back of Kemet and, you know, African Americans and how we came over here on ships. And I really went in depth into the Bible, and, you know, I really wanted to know, you know, how these things started. And, you know, and it seems to me that cultures just robbed from cultures, and everything derived in Kemet, and everything was robbed from Kemet. But I'm going to let you talk. I'm going to let you listen to him real quick. All right, watch this.
Geographical center of that 10-mile square is a Washington Monument. No building could be taller than that structure. 555 feet. What does that mean? The number 5 is a number that represents man, right? So that monument is 555 feet high, 55 feet wide. So all of the measurements associated with that number are 5. The number 5 represents man. And so the question is, who is the man that monument represents? We're taught that it's George Washington. But if you go inside of the monument, above the elevator is a plaque of George Washington, the elevator that takes you up to the observation deck on the 500-foot level. Above the image of George Washington is the symbol called the Heru Badet. That is the symbol that was carved above the entrance of every temple in ancient Egypt. That was a symbol that came to represent Heru defeating Set and restoring his father's kingdom.
And it's right downtown.
It's right downtown. But most folk don't know.
Yeah, and look, I go by and I found out that if you look, and from the Capitol to the monument to the Lincoln Memorial, there's a straight line.
Exactly.
And from the Jefferson Memorial to the monument to the White House, it's a straight line.
Exactly.
They intersect in the middle and make a cross.
At the Washington Monument.
At the Washington Monument.
Exactly.
Now, on the other side of the White House starts 16th Street. Northwest Washington, D.C. Talk to us about the significance of 16th Street, and that supposedly there are more religious institutions on 16th Street than anywhere else per capita, square mile, whatever it is.
Right. There's a park on 16th Street called Meridian Hill Park. 16th Street was the original meridian line for Washington, D.C. Meridian line is a point that this is a north-south axis, a line of longitude that marks the position of the sun at high noon. The sun is one of the oldest symbols for God, the Creator Almighty. So when the sun sits on that meridian line. The sun, the position of the sun is known as Ra or Ray. And that meridian line represents a corridor or spiritual light that is funneled through the White House all the way down 16th Street. That is the reason why you have more churches, more Masonic institutions, and religious spiritual centers on 16th Street than any other 7-mile stretch of land in the country. 16th Street is also called Avenue of the Churches and God's Boulevard. It's no accident that that street is there. And one other key point is that 16th Street, the number 7 represents resurrection or heaven. So 1 and 6 is 17. 16th Street is 7 miles long. From St. John's Church in front of the White House to its termination point at Eastern Avenue is 7 miles. The number 7 represents resurrection or God or heaven. 16th Street also is the 77th degree of longitude on the map. That's not an accident. These people did their homework. See, when you're in a position of creating a new nation, what you want to do is to study the best examples of nation building that ever existed. So these America's Masonic founding fathers went back through their history and found the best examples existed in Egypt. And so they literally recreated Egypt, the Nile River Valley and the Potomac River Valley. And the issue is, you may not really understand what this is all about, but this location, these shapes, these alignments generate specific energy. And those who understand that that energy is present and know how to use that energy will empower themselves to do things that the average person can't.
They know how to use, he said they know how to use this energy and empower themselves in a way that other people don't. And this is what I've been trying to tell you about gematria and how they use these numbers and how they play God. They use this energy. They use the stars, the moon, the sun. They use the different planets as energy fields for themselves to carry out whatever agenda that they have. And this 16 is significant because 1 and 6 is 7, and we know it's on the 77th meridian. 7 is the number of completion. So it's on the 77th meridian, completion. Okay? Now watch this. When you type in Black Lives Matter, because you know I got to give you a little gematria on it. Black Lives Matter. We know that in the rules of numerology, 0 doesn't equate to anything. 0 has no energy. 0 has no power. It can be a magnifier, but in most cases, it's just a placeholder. Being not a placeholder because it has no value, look at this. When you type in Black Lives Matter, 0 is nothing. So what is that number? It's 16. It's 16. So they specifically did this for a reason. They specifically did this for a reason. And we have to get up on game on what's going on out here and why they do what they do. This is just not off a whim. This is just not, I want to get the black vote. No, it's a specific reason and a way that they are going right now. It's a shift in the energy. I've been telling people this is a paradigm shift. Going forward, pay more close attention to what's going on with this right here, with Washington, D.C. Trust me. Pay more attention to Washington, D.C. And you also see Black Lives Matter is 56 like coronavirus, huh? I just said something. I hope you got it. Rewind it back. If you didn't, it's freely given.